Good day, and welcome to Catholic Saints Audio. I'm the Amateur Hagiographer. The 8th of August is the commemoration of Saint Hormisdas, a martyr of the 4th century. This comes from The Lives of the Saints by Sabine Baring Gould. Note that the images on this video are not specifically from the period of Saint Hormisdas, but are assorted images of persecution and martyrdom of Christians throughout the early centuries of the Church. Abdas, a fiery bishop in Persia, quote, led by his unrestrained zeal, destroyed a fire temple in the city of which he was a bishop. Istigardus, Persian king, heard of this, sent for Abdas, and in a kind manner reproved him, and promised to pardon this act of violence if Abdas would, at his own cost, rebuild that temple. But to this Abdas would not consent. To rebuild the temple was as bad as offering a sacrifice to fire. He acknowledged his indiscretion, but not graciously. The destruction, he said, was mistimed, that I admit. When Paul the Apostle came to Athens, he did not set to work pulling down the temples. He instructed the people to despise their idols, and then the temples were deserted and tumbled down of their own accord. The king then ordered the destruction of all Christian churches, and a persecution broke out which raged for 30 years. On the death of Istigardus, it did not cease, but was carried on with redoubled fury by his son. It is not easy, says Theodoret, to describe the various tortures to which the faithful were subjected through the ingenuity of their persecutors. Some had their skin torn off the face, from the forehead to the chin. Others had reeds which had been split, fastened around their bodies, bound tightly from head to foot, and then each of the reeds was plucked out with great force, tearing away with it the adjacent skin, causing excruciating pain. The persecutors dug pits, filled them with rats, and then threw the pious defenders of the faith into those pits, so bound that they could not drive off the animals. The rats, pressed by hunger, ate their flesh, occasioning exquisite torture. Hormisdas, a member of the nobility, was the son of a satrap. When the king heard that he was a Christian, he sent for him and desired him to deny his lord and master. Sire, answered Hormisdas, to deny you, my earthly king, would be a crime worthy of death. How much worse, rather, to deny the King of Kings and the Creator of all things. The king, unimpressed by this argument, deprived him of all his rank and fortune, and ordered Hormisdas to be a camel driver in the army. One day, as the king was looking from his window, he saw Hormisdas, naked, burnt by the sun, covered with dust, goading on his camels. Remembering the man's illustrious parentage, and pitying him, he sent for him, and gave him a linen tunic. Then he urged him with kindness to change his purpose, abandon the religion which entailed such discomforts. Abandon the carpenter's son, he was ordered. Hormisdas tore off the white tunic and returned it to the king. Not for the sake of this linen dress, says Hormisdas, take back your gift, sire. The king, perceiving his fortitude, banished Hormisdas from the kingdom. Among several bishops in Persia who suffered during this persecution, Sozomen enlists Hormisdas. Whether this is the same Hormisdas as the confessor mentioned by Theodoret, we don't know. According to the latter, Hormisdas does not seem to have died for the faith, but the bishop, Hormisdas, suffered martyrdom, so they sound as though they were two people. For more about St. Hormisdas and the other martyrs of the Church, then and now, come by and see us at CatholicSaints.Info and CatholicSaints.Mobi. Thanks for listening.